You already know what it is for Quarter Boyz Sports. It is me, the illustrious one, Professor Lake, in the building, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, be a fourth quarter boy for life, man. So, the Bears are entering training camp, and the news of the day is Chase Claypool, of all people. A guy that Ryan Poles traded a second-round pick for, and the fact that we picked so high up in the second round, it might as well be a first-round pick. The hopes for Claypool was that he'd come in, help out Justin Fields, and he really hasn't been effective. He hasn't been a guy that Justin Fields can consider being a go-to target. He hasn't lived up to his college expectations entering into the NFL. And for Ryan Poles to make a trade like that, thinking that he could dust off Chase Claypool after being with a coach like Mike Tomlinson, you tend to rely on the judgment of coaches like that, especially considering what he's been through with Antonio Brown and his discernment on judging whether he really needs this guy on the team, what he provides for the team, and, what you're willing to accept, from your players. So I thought it was a risky move at the time, especially if you were, really trying to get a high draft pick. This does speak to Ryan Poles and some of the moves he made in the draft prior to the season, that he picked up Chase Claypool in a trade. I know all that offseason during the draft, people were talking about, getting a guy like George Pickens. And there's another guy that was playing for Cincinnati, that the Bears could have drafted, but we didn't do that. And we hit on the DJ Moore trade. There was also a guy that we traded for after the draft that the Patriots were unwilling to extend. Forgot his name. He caught a touchdown pass last season. And it just speaks to a little bit of the general manager and the decisions he's been making as to why Bears fans may be disappointed. But you shouldn't have had your hopes that high for a guy like Chase Claypool. Yeah, he's a big-bodied, athletic receiver, but I just don't think that his mind is football-oriented. I think that he's happy being in the NFL. I think he's happy at the accomplishment that he's made and the fortune that he's made for his family. In those regards, he's a success. But was this a successful trade for the Chicago Bears? That's yet to be seen. So right now, Chase Claypool is on the PUP list. He missed most of the earlier practices that they had during the summertime, off-season non-mandatory workouts that they had. But now it's training camp, and you need to be there, and he's still not there. I don't know what he did in the voluntary workouts that caused him not to be able to be available now. But, either he just has a twist of misfortune or it's him. Hopefully this isn't a major injury. Hopefully Chase Claypool will be able to join the team shortly and get the reps that he needs with Justin Fields. Just to see if he could get another contract. Because the way I see it right now, the way things are going, he wants to have a modeling career. I think this guy is thinking about life after football. And, right now for what the Bears are trying to do, I just don't think we need a guy like that. I think that we could find somebody in the locker room right now, or maybe in the free agency, after teams make some cuts, and just see if there's a guy that can slide in there and do it more than what Chase Claypool did last year and what he's provided for the Bears this year. That's just my opinion. Chase Claypool on the Chicago Bears PUP list. We're going to see how this turns out going into the season. But with that in mind, you already know what it is. For Quarter Boyz Sports, I am your host, the illustrious one, Professor Lake, and I'm out. I'll let your boy. Bear season is officially back in effect.
Nothing in life is free, bruh. Support the channel. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. And subscribe to the Patreon. The link is in the description box below. Cheerio. Double down, Debs and gents. The wait is over. With no further ado, the most magnificent imperial authority of the film room, the illustrious visionary of X's and O's, your host, Professor Lake.